Hi everybody, welcome to Best of British Blackwell, where today we're going to be making a recipe that spans 2 continents. We've got some British flavours and some Thai flavours and some Asian flavours going in to make some lovely fish and crab cakes. Come over and have a look at the ingredients. It's another quick, simple recipe that you can use leftovers to make up, or you can prepare the ingredients in advance. But either way, it's really simple. So come and have a look and see what I've got, and I'll show you how we make what we're going to do today. So our ingredients for our fish and crab cakes are quite self-explanatory. I've got some cod here, which I've pre-cooked with some Food Rub Company's Louisiana fish rub. That's quite a nice spicy rub to go on top of the fish there. So that's pre-cooked. You steam that for about 15 minutes. That's wonderful. I've got some leftover mashed potatoes here. For the seasonings that we're going to use, we've got some Old Bay seasoning. We've got some mango powder, which you can pick up in any decent ethnic supermarket. We've got some char-grilled red pepper paste. We've got some Thai Penang curry paste, some Thai 7 spice, and some breadcrumbs. You're also going to need a couple of eggs so that you can coat your fish cakes in the breadcrumbs. But the star ingredient of this is naturally the crab. Now this is 100% authentic Selsey crab, which was picked up by my uncle and his family. They gave that to us this weekend, so I'm very grateful to them. I'm going to pick this apart and place the crab meat in a separate bowl, and then when you guys come back, we're going to be ready to throw this all into a bowl, get it ready, and start cooking off these fish cakes. Once you've shelled the crab, I haven't done a tutorial on that because tutorials on how to shell these crabs are available online. This took me about 10 or 15 minutes, but once you've done it, don't worry about mixing the white and the dark meat together. A lot of the tutorials will tell you that you shouldn't mix the meats together, but I'm using all of the meat in this dish. So just before you put it into the bowl, just make sure that you've whacked a pair of gloves on. I always find this as a handy tip. Whacked a pair of gloves on and just gone through your crab meat, just running your fingers through it just to make sure that you haven't left any shell in there. Whilst you're also doing that, you can give the crab meat a mix up, because we do want the white and the brown meat to mix together. And there you go. See, this was a female crab because it's got a roe in there, which is a wonderfully sweet textured part of the crab meat. Now we've done that, I'll wipe my hands off here. No shell in there. I did a good job of shelling it. Get rid of these gloves, and I'm going to pass the crab meat straight into our mixing bowl, making sure not to waste it. It's far too good to waste. You want to get every single piece of it in there, and the little bits on the chopping board. Now let's get these out of the way. Now we want to add some spice. Thai food is synonymous with being fairly spicy but sweet at the same time. So in that vein, I'm going to add some mango powder here, which really adds to a nice kind of tangy texture to these crab cakes. Then we're going to go with some Old Bay seasoning, or all seasoning, straight in there like that. And then we're going to go with some Thai 7 spice. That's lovely. Next thing that we're going to do is get some of our kind of wet paste ingredients in there. And this is beautiful smelling red, char-grilled red pepper paste. We're going to use plenty of that. That's lovely. And then we've got the Thai Penang curry paste. Again, wonderful flavours. There's lots of ginger in there and lemongrass. A couple of teaspoons of that. Get these out of the way. Then you need to add some potato, because this is going to bulk it out a little bit. I'm going to go with about half the potato that I've got here, because you don't want to lose the flavour or dampen the flavour down. And then finally, our flaked cod is going to go in there. And that, again, is going to bulk out the flavour a little bit, and that's been nicely spiced with the Food Rub Company's Louisiana fish rub. So you whack that in there. Let's get every single last bit. Good crack of salt. Plenty of pepper. And now we mix. Just folding all of those ingredients in, making sure you get a really decent mix. Now, I've got an egg to one side here, which I may use to bind these ingredients together. But actually, the crab meat and the wet ingredients like the paste and the red pepper paste may actually do a good enough job of binding this together, and you might not need to use the egg at all. But just see how you go halfway through. I think we're going to be okay. But what I may do here is just add a tiny little bit more mashed potato. But it smells wonderful, and look, you've got these lovely kind of colours coming through as well. Lovely red of the pepper paste. You've got the lovely smell of the cod, which has had that rub added to it. And you've also got the lovely sweet smell of the crab meat, which you can see running through the paste as well. Hopefully you can see that. I'm not going to add the egg because I don't think it needs it just yet. I'm going to add a little bit more potato. And then finally I'm going to add a little bit more of the Penang curry paste in here, just to set the flavours off a little bit more. I'll give this a mix and then I'll show you what the next step is. So now we've got everything mixed together, what we're going to do is we're going to set these into fish cake shapes. Now, this is a bit of an experiment for me as well, so I apologise in advance if this goes wrong, but I've got some cooking rings here. I would say they're probably about 80 millimetres across, and what I'm going to do is rest them on some greaseproof paper on a baking tray, holding them tight while I fill them with this mixture, and I'm just going to fill them as close to the top as I can to get as much decent filling in there as possible, and then just flatten them out with the back of the spoon. Probably going to look very foolish if they don't come out, but lo and behold, there we go. Look at those first time round. Very proud of that. So I'm going to keep going with these and filling them, and then finally, when you've filled all of these rings and filled up all of your space on the baking tray, the most important thing to do now is stick these in the fridge for about 20 minutes or so. The reason that you're doing that is you need these cakes to harden a little bit and toughen up a little bit so that you can dip them in the egg and put some breadcrumbs on them. You can't do that with the way they are at the moment because they're a little bit too soft. So stick them in the fridge for 20 minutes and they'll be good to go. So our crab cakes have been in the freezer actually for the last 10 minutes or so, and they're now really cold and a little bit more manageable. So first thing we're going to do is fry them off, and then we're going to finish them off in the oven. So all you need to do is take one of the cakes, dip it in the egg wash that I told you about, make sure it gets a good coating of the egg wash all around the sides as well, and just lift it out. Place it in the breadcrumbs, pour the breadcrumbs over the top. Make sure you get it all around the top, all around the sides, plenty of breadcrumbs all over. Give them a good pat down and get them straight into some nice hot oil. Do that to all of those, and you need to fry them for about 5 minutes either side. Once you've fried them for about 5 minutes on either side, they're going to look like this. Lovely golden brown, but they're not quite done yet. They're still going to be slightly undercooked in the middle. So just take this tray now, finish them off in the oven for another 10 minutes on about 180 degrees Celsius. Fish cakes have been in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes now, and they're complete, and they are looking lovely and they smell great. You'll see it's well worth getting them in the pan beforehand to give them that nice kind of brown and crunchy coat around the outside. That just adds to the texture, and then on the inside what you're left with is this really creamy, fishy, Thai inspired crab cake. It's really, really tasty. You can see it's nice and soft. You get a decent coat around the outside. Get yourself some sweet chili sauce. Things are absolutely amazing. Well worth the effort. Give them a go. There's something different from me this weekend. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. See you again next week.